Welcome. Pause for a moment and consider a profound truth. Your life is not a story you read, it is a structure you build. Most people spend their lives as passive observers, drifting through circumstances, hoping that one day a beautiful house will magically appear around them. They live a life of excuses, of comfort, and of arrested development. They are drifters, but you are here because you are ready for more. You are here because you have heard the call to build. You are ready to stop being a passive observer and become a master builder, an architect of your own destiny. The process isn't always pretty. It's not always easy. And most importantly, it's not something that happens overnight. Growth takes time. And more than that, it takes hard work. It means making choices that are tough, doing things you don't always want to do, and stepping into a reality that might feel uncomfortable. In this masterclass, I will show you how to take control of your life. This isn't about waiting for things to align perfectly or for the right circumstance. This is about you doing the work, changing the way you approach life, and laying the foundation for a future you can be proud of. It's about saying goodbye to the old, immature version of yourself and letting the strong, focused, and driven person you are meant to be rise. This is a blueprint for becoming a master builder. This is where you learn to kill the boy within and let the man or the woman be born. Welcome back, master builders. We begin our conquest not with action, but with a profound and difficult act of courage. Before a master sculptor can make the first strike with his chisel, he must first stand before the raw, uncarved stone and accept a fundamental truth. This stone and the masterpiece that lies within it is his absolute responsibility. This, my friends, is the first and most crucial principle of our conquest. This is the moment you stop being a passive observer and become the architect of your own destiny. This is the moment you lay the bedrock upon which your entire life will be built. This is the principle of the blueprint and the foundation. It is the decision to accept absolute responsibility for your life and from that powerful position to forge a clear and undeniable vision for your future. Most people spend their lives as drifters. They are a ship without a captain, tossed by every wave of circumstance, blaming the storms, the currents, and the weather for their lack of progress. They live a life of excuses, of comfort, and of arrested development. But you are here because you have heard the call to build. And a builder understands that a house, a career, a life of purpose, it all begins with a strong foundation and a clear blueprint. Without these, any structure you attempt to build will inevitably crumble. Let us first confront the powerful lure of the drifter mindset. It is a comfortable lie that shields us from the reality of our own lives. It tells you it's not your fault, you'll start tomorrow. My circumstances are too difficult to overcome. This is how most people build their own mental prison. The walls are constructed of excuses. The bars are forged from justification. They lock themselves inside this comfortable, familiar prison and throw away the key, telling themselves that they are stuck because of something outside of their control. They hold on to a victim mentality because it absolves them of the difficult and arduous task of changing themselves. This is the gravest error of all. For as long as you refuse to look at the truth of your situation, you have no power. You cannot fix a problem you refuse to see. You cannot change a life you are unwilling to own. The pain of honest reflection is always less than the pain of a life wasted in the shadows of self-deception. This first principle is your great escape. It is your act of tearing down the walls of that prison, of shattering the bars of justification, and of facing the light of truth for the first time. It is the moment you reclaim your power. To build a new life, you must first lay an unshakable foundation. And that foundation is forged in the fire of absolute responsibility. This is not a philosophy of guilt, it is a philosophy of power. Step one, the rejection of blame. The first step is a ruthless rejection of blame. Your words are the tools you use to build your internal reality. When you blame your past, your circumstances, or other people, you are dropping anchors of powerlessness. You are saying, the power to change this situation lies with them, not with me. This is a profoundly disempowering belief. The master builder does not spend his time blaming the weather for a delayed project. He accepts the challenge and finds a way to build through the storm. Step two, the command of ownership. The second step is to replace the language of blame with a new powerful command, the command of ownership. This is the voice that says, I am responsible. This is the voice that says, it's on me. This is the voice that says, I will find a way. This is the command that declares to your subconscious mind that you are the captain, the sovereign, the architect of your own destiny. And when you give this command, your subconscious mind, like a loyal soldier, will begin to find the solutions and the resources to make it true. Step 3, the act of self-reliance. The ultimate reward of accepting responsibility is a profound and unshakable sense of self-reliance. It is the knowledge that your success, your happiness, and your progress are not dependent on external factors. They are dependent on you. This is not about doing everything alone. It is about the inner confidence that no matter what challenges you face, you have the ability, the courage, and the discipline to find a way to overcome them. Once you have laid the foundation of responsibility, you must then forge a clear and undeniable vision for the project you will build. This is your blueprint. A builder with no blueprint is just a person with a hammer. The folly of the wish versus the power of the blueprint. Most people have wishes. They wish they had more money. They wish they were in better shape. But a wish is a thought, a vague desire, a fragile hope. A wish is not a blueprint. A wish is a foggy drawing with no clear lines or measurements. And you cannot build a mansion from a foggy drawing. A vision, however, is a clear, specific, and emotionally charged command. It is a blueprint with every detail meticulously laid out. To forge this compelling vision, you must dedicate yourself to 3 pillars. Pillar I, the identity vision. What kind of person will you become? Your conquest is not just about what you will achieve, it is about who you will become in the process. Your blueprint must first be a blueprint for a new you. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I need to be to achieve these goals? Do you need to be more disciplined, more courageous, more generous, more focused? Your vision must start with the identity of the person you are building. Pillar 2, the achievement vision. What will you conquer? This pillar is about specificity. Your vision must be a clear, measurable, and tangible command. Instead of a vague wish like, I want to be successful, your blueprint must say, I will be a leader in my field by the end of the year. I will have a 6-figure income. I will be in the best physical shape of my life. Your subconscious mind cannot execute a vague command. It needs a clear, specific target to aim for. Pillar 3, the purpose vision. What is the why behind it all? A blueprint without a purpose is just a set of instructions. The emotional fuel that will carry you through every challenge is your why. Why do you want to build this life? Why does this vision matter to you? Is it to provide a better life for your family? Is it to create a legacy that outlasts you? Is it to fulfill a unique purpose that only you can fulfill? Your vision must be rooted in a why that is so powerful, so all-consuming, so emotionally charged, that it will pull you forward even when every part of you wants to quit. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not a list of accomplishments. The ultimate reward is the non-negotiable fuel that powers you through every challenge. The ultimate reward is unshakable purpose. When you combine the courage of absolute responsibility with the clarity of a compelling vision, you create an internal source of power that cannot be denied. You no longer need to be motivated by external praise. You no longer need to be driven by fear. You are driven by a profound and unwavering sense of purpose, knowing that every action you take is a deliberate step toward a destiny that you and you alone have chosen to build. The foundation has been laid, the blueprint has been forged. Now you are ready to manage your most precious resource and begin the actual work of building. If this message is helping you build your blueprint, make sure to hit that like button to tell me we're on the same page. Welcome back, Master Builders. We have just completed the most profound act of our conquest. We have stood in the silence of our own conscience and accepted absolute responsibility for our project, for our lives. We have looked into the depths of our soul and forged a vivid, undeniable blueprint, a vision for the masterpiece we will create. But a vision, my friends, is nothing more than a magnificent dream until it is translated into a plan. An architect with a perfect blueprint who never orders the materials, who never organizes the work will never see a single wall raised. For a grand vision is useless without a precise, intentional, and disciplined plan for execution. This is where the mental conquest becomes a physical reality. This is where you stop hoping your day will be successful and start designing it. This is the moment you take your most precious resource, your time, and bend it to the will of your vision. This is the principle of the Master Builder's blueprint of time. It is the simple yet profound act of prioritization, of saying no to the chaos of the world so you can say yes to the construction of your destiny. Most people's lives are a construction site with no foreman. They are filled with 100 different tasks, 100 different demands, and 100 different fires to put out. They are in constant motion, but they are not building anything of value. They are confusing busyness with progress. But a master builder, a true architect, understands that a great life is not the result of a happy accident. It is the result of a precise, intentional, and well-executed blueprint laid out one day at a time. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps most people from ever reaching their potential. It is the belief that you can wing it and still win. This is a profound and dangerous self-deception. A life without a plan is a life of accidents. It is a life lived in reaction, not in creation. Think of a ship's captain who sets sail without a map. He may be courageous, his ship may be strong, but he is at the mercy of every current, every storm, and every gust of wind. He may end up somewhere, but it will not be the destination he intended. This is the wing it mindset. It leads to decision fatigue, the mental exhaustion that comes from having to make 100 small, unprioritized decisions throughout the day. It leads to the to-do list trap, where a long, sprawling list of tasks is a source of stress, not a source of power. Your day becomes a frantic, reactive game of trying to check off as many boxes as possible, and at the end of the day, you are exhausted, but you have made no real progress toward your grander vision. Your daily blueprint is the antidote to this chaos. It is the disciplined choice to cut through the noise and focus on what truly matters. It is a rejection of the lie that you must do everything and an embrace of the truth that you must do the right things. This is where you stop trying to run a marathon every day and start focusing on a single powerful step. To use your daily blueprint as a powerful tool, you need a protocol. This is a structured two-part system that transforms a chaotic day into a focused and productive one. The first pillar is the discipline of planning your day the night before. This is not just a habit. It is a strategic retreat after the day's battle. It is where you pause, you reflect, and you prepare for the next day's conquest. Most people end their day in a state of exhaustion. Their mind is racing with all the things they forgot to do. They fall into bed with a head full of chaos, which leads to poor sleep and a scattered start to the next day. But the master of their own life uses the evening for a different purpose. Your evening ritual is a time for analysis, reflection, and preparation. You ask yourself, what did I accomplish today? What went well? What could I have done better? This is where you conduct your personal post-mortem, extracting the lessons from the day's experiences. You use this knowledge to ensure that tomorrow's conquest is more effective than today's. Once you have reviewed the day, you then set your intention for the next. You write down the one or two things that, if completed, will make the day a success in your eyes. This is your most important task, MIT. This is the single most crucial brick you must lay in your personal conquest for the day. You are rejecting the notion that you must be busy and embracing the truth that you must be purposeful. The second pillar of this protocol is the discipline of morning execution. Your plan from the night before is your first command of the day. Most people use their mornings for planning. They wake up and spend precious, high-energy minutes deciding what to do. But you, the architect, have already made that decision. Your morning is not for planning. It is for execution. It is for a deliberate, focused, and immediate act of conquest. When you wake up, your blueprint from the night before is your first command. It frees you from decision fatigue and the chaos of an unplanned morning. It allows you to immediately begin working on your most important task when your energy at its peak and distractions are at a minimum. This is the act of winning the day before it even begins. A plan without prioritization is just a long list of tasks. The master builder does not treat all work as equal. He understands that a life of meaning is not built by doing 100 things, but by doing the right things with relentless focus. This is the master's protocol for prioritization. The most powerful mental model for prioritization is the big rocks analogy. Imagine your time as a jar. If you fill it first with sand, small, insignificant tasks and distractions, there will be no room for the big rocks. But if you put the big rocks in first, the tasks that have the greatest impact on your life, your health, your mission, the sand will fit around them. The master builder does not waste his energy on trivial details. He identifies the 1 or 2 tasks that, if completed, will make everything else easier or unnecessary. He schedules them first. This is the art of strategic focus. It is the discipline of saying no to what is merely urgent so you can say yes to what is truly important. The second pillar of prioritization is the discipline of no. This is a necessary and sometimes painful act of protecting your vision from the demands of the world. Your project, your life, is a sacred construction site. You cannot allow every person and every distraction that comes along to take your tools, to steal your time, and to interrupt your work. You must be the foreman, the guard at the gate. Saying no to a request out of guilt, saying no to a distraction out of habit, is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of sovereignty. It is an act of courage. It is you saying, my time is valuable. My vision is non-negotiable. And I will not allow anything or anyone to get in the way of the masterpiece I am building. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not just a life with more accomplished tasks. It is a life lived with a profound sense of purpose and control. It is a life where you are the master of your day, not a victim of it. This is a life of unshakable confidence, a confidence that is not born from luck, but from a track record of intentionality. Every day that you create a plan and follow through, you are sending a powerful signal to your subconscious mind. I am a person who keeps my promises to myself. I am a person who is in control of my destiny. And that signal, that undeniable proof of your own capability, is what builds the kind of confidence that cannot be broken. The blueprint of tomorrow is your ultimate act of defiance against a life of chaos. It is your commitment to a life of purpose. And with a clear, prioritized plan in your hands, you are ready for the next phase of the conquest. You are ready to pick up your tools and do the work. Welcome back, Master Builders. We have taken the first and perhaps most courageous steps of our conquest. We have laid the foundation of absolute responsibility and forged a blueprint of intentional prioritization. We have a clear destination and a precise plan for how we will use our most precious resource, our time. But a great general with a perfect battle plan and an army of 1,000 men will accomplish nothing if his soldiers are not armed. A master craftsman with a magnificent blueprint will build nothing if his hands are empty. This, my friends, is the moment you stop talking about the work and start doing it. This is the moment you translate your mental conquest into a physical reality. This is the moment you pick up the most powerful tools you will ever wield, hard work and discipline. This is the principle of the tools of the trade. It is the brutal, beautiful truth that a life of purpose is not the result of a happy accident. It is the result of a consistent, unwavering commitment to doing the work day in and day out with the tools of your becoming in your hands. Most people believe that great success is something that is given to them. They believe that they are entitled to a great life simply for wanting one. But a master builder understands that there is no shortcut to the top of the mountain. The only way to get there is to climb it one step at a time with the tools of your conquest in your hands. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps most people from ever reaching their potential. It is the belief that success can be achieved through shortcuts, through minimal effort, and through the path of least resistance. This is the folly of the easy way mindset. It is a profound and dangerous self-deception. A builder who uses cheap, inferior tools will build a cheap, inferior structure. He may save time and money in the beginning, but his work will not stand the test of time. It will be fragile, it will be weak, and it will inevitably crumble at the first sign of pressure. This, my friends, is the mentality of the boy within. He wants the rewards of a masterpiece without the effort of building one. He expects a life of luxury, but he is unwilling to pay the price. He is a master of excuses, but a slave to his own comfort. He is the person who believes that good enough is a worthy standard. But a master builder understands that a great life is built with great tools. And those tools, the tools of hard work and discipline, are not given to you. They are forged in the fire of effort. They are sharpened by the commitment to excellence. They are wielded with the uncompromising will of a person who understands that the quality of his work is a direct reflection of the quality of his tools. Hard work is not a chore, it is a craft. A master artist does not see the hours he spends painting as a burden. He sees them as a sacred ritual of creation. A master musician does not see the hours he spends practicing as a punishment. He sees them as an opportunity to sharpen his skill and to become one with his instrument. This is the master's protocol for hard work, and it begins with a radical shift in your thinking. Hard work is a masterpiece. You must reframe hard work not as a chore, but as a craft. You are not just putting in hours, you are creating a masterpiece. You are not just completing a task, you are refining your skill. You are not just building a project, you are building yourself. Your commitment to hard work is the ultimate act of self-respect. It says, I am a person who is worthy of a masterpiece, and I am willing to do the work to create it. The law of deliberate effort. It is not just about hard work, it is about deliberate hard work. A master builder does not just swing his hammer randomly. He swings it with precision, with purpose, and with a clear intention to make a perfect strike. Hard work without direction is wasted energy. Hard work with intention is a force of unstoppable progress. Your blueprint from the previous section is your guide. It is the map that tells you where to aim your effort. The secret of the unseen hours. The greatest gains in your life will be made when no one is watching. The hours you put in quietly, the extra efforts you give when no one is holding you accountable, the moments when you choose to stay locked in while the rest of the world is distracted. These are the moments that forge your character. These are the moments that build the foundation that the world will later see. A master builder does not build the foundation with an audience. He builds it in silence. He builds it with unwavering focus. Hard work without discipline is a temporary burst of energy. Discipline is what ensures that the work continues long after the initial burst of motivation has faded. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. This is the master's protocol for discipline, and it is the bridge that will carry you across the chasm. Discipline as a muscle. Your discipline is not a static trait. It is a muscle. And like any muscle, it gets stronger with each use. Every time you make the choice to get up early when you said you would, you are doing a repetition for your discipline muscle. Every time you push through a tough workout, you are doing a repetition for your discipline muscle. Every time you say no to a distraction, you are doing a repetition for your discipline muscle. This is how you build an unshakable will. The pain versus the regret. Most people avoid the pain of discipline. It is uncomfortable. It is difficult. But the conqueror understands that the temporary, fleeting pain of discipline is always less than the profound, lifelong regret of inaction. The pain of waking up early is temporary. The pain of not pursuing your purpose is a burden you will carry for the rest of your life. The pain of pushing through a tough workout is temporary. The pain of living in a body of compromise is a profound and unyielding weight. Your discipline is your choice to face the temporary pain of growth rather than the lifelong pain of regret. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not a life of luxury. The ultimate reward is a life of earned confidence. It is the profound, unshakable internal certainty that you can overcome any challenge because you have a track record of proving it with hard work and discipline. It is the kind of confidence that does not come from luck or from the approval of others. It comes from the hours you put in when no one was watching. It comes from the moments when you wanted to quit, but you used your discipline to keep going. A master builder is not afraid to face a new project. He is not afraid of the work. He knows that he has the tools, the discipline, and the will to get the job done. You have the blueprint, you have the courage. Now it is time to pick up your tools and get to work. This is just one of the master builder's tools. To get the full toolkit for your conquest, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Welcome back, master builders. We have taken the first and perhaps most difficult steps of our conquest. We have laid the foundation of absolute responsibility and forged a blueprint of intentional prioritization. We have honed our tools of hard work and discipline. We have learned that a plan is useless without action, and that action without consistency is wasted effort. But now, we must address the final, most distinguishing act of the master builder. For a craftsman can have the sharpest tools and the most disciplined hands, yet still only produce a project that is merely good. The difference between a good builder and a master builder is a profound and unyielding commitment to excellence. This, my friends, is the moment you make a choice between the easy path of good enough and the rigorous path of mastery. This is the principle of the law of the extra mile. The boy in us settles for the minimum. He wants to do what's required and nothing more. But the man, the master builder, has an uncompromising standard of quality that he imposes on himself. He understands that the mark of a masterpiece is not in the work that is seen, but in the unseen details that are so meticulously and lovingly crafted that they defy all criticism. This is the ritual that transforms your work from a chore into a work of art. This is the habit that transforms a disciplined person into a true master. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps most people from ever reaching their full potential. It is the belief that good enough is a worthy standard. This, my friends, is a slow-acting poison. A builder who settles for good enough will use substandard materials. He will cut corners where he thinks no one will notice. He will compromise on the integrity of the structure to save time and effort. His work may look impressive on the outside, but it is built on a foundation of compromise. And a house built on compromise will never stand the test of time. The mentality of good enough is the greatest enemy of a great life. It is the voice that whispers to you, "That's enough. You've done your part. You can rest now." This is the voice of complacency. This is the voice of arrested development. This is the voice that is trying to protect you from the temporary discomfort of pushing yourself. But in doing so, it is robbing you of the profound, lasting satisfaction of building a masterpiece. But a master builder understands that a great life is not built with cheap, inferior tools. A great life is built with a commitment to excellence. He understands that what you tolerate becomes your standard. And if you tolerate good enough from yourself, you will never get to experience the unyielding power of operating at your absolute best. The law of the extra mile is not a vague philosophy. It is a precise and practical protocol for operating at a higher level. It is the discipline of committing to the unseen work. This is the master's protocol for excellence. Your commitment to excellence is a personal law you impose on yourself. It is a voice that says, "I will not accept mediocrity." This is the internal compass that always points to best. It is the mental command that asks, "Is this the absolute best I can do? How can I deliver more? How can I make this better?" This uncompromising standard is the ultimate act of self-respect. It says, "My time, my effort, and my skills are valuable, and I will not waste them on work that is not my absolute best." The master builder understands that the extra mile is often taken when no one is watching. The quality of his work is not for the applause of others, it is for his own sense of pride and integrity. It is the silent, solitary act of doing more than is required. It is the extra repetition at the gym when your muscles are burning. It is the extra page you read when you were only supposed to read one chapter. It is the extra 30 minutes you spend refining a project after everyone else has gone home. This is not for a reward. This is the quiet, relentless act of building your own character. The extra mile is what transforms work from a chore into a masterpiece. A simple project becomes a work of art when you pour your passion, your care, and your uncompromising commitment into it. The extra effort is the alchemy that turns the base metal of a simple task into the gold of a magnificent creation. This is the profound difference between a person who merely has a job and a person who has a craft. The craftsman is obsessed with the quality of his work. He is a perfectionist not out of fear of criticism, but out of a profound love for his craft. The law of the extra mile is not just a personal vow of excellence. It is a universal law of cause and effect. By consistently and uncompromisingly providing more value than you are paid for, you set in motion a universal law that will bring back to you far more than you gave. This is the law of increasing returns. Think of a farmer. He does not just plant enough seeds to get by. He plants an abundance of seeds. He puts in extra effort to till the soil, to water the crops, to ensure they have the best possible chance of growing. He does more than is required of him, and because of that, his harvest is always more than he sowed. The same is true for you. By consistently and uncompromisingly operating at a standard of excellence, you are planting seeds of quality, of integrity, and of dedication. And the harvest of those seeds is inevitable. The opportunities, the resources, the connections, and the wealth will not come because you ask for them. They will come because you earn them. They will come because your reputation for excellence is so undeniable that the world has no choice but to bring you more. The internal resistance to this principle will be powerful. It is the voice that says, "That's enough. You're tired. You can rest now. No one will notice the difference." You must recognize that this voice is not your friend. It is the ultimate enemy of your greatness. You must build a mental protocol for conquering this voice. The moment you hear it, you must recognize it for what it is, the voice of compromise. And you must not give it a moment of your energy. You must immediately override it with a new, more powerful command. You say to yourself, "I am a person of excellence. I will not accept mediocrity from myself." You push through that voice. You do the extra repetition. You write the extra page. You put in the extra time. Because in that moment, you are not just completing a task, you are building yourself. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not just a specific achievement. It is a reputation. It is a silent, unspoken respect that comes from others, seeing a person who operates with uncompromising excellence. It is the profound internal certainty that you have built a life of integrity, a life of quality, and a life that is a reflection of your absolute best. Hard work and discipline are the tools, but the law of the extra mile is the craftsmanship. It is the difference between a project and a masterpiece. It is the difference between a life of compromise and a life of purpose. It is the difference between a person who wins for a moment and a person who is built for a lifetime of conquest. The forge of your character is waiting. Your masterpiece is waiting. The time has come to choose. Welcome back. We have laid the foundation of absolute responsibility and forged a blueprint of intentional prioritization. We have honed our tools of hard work and discipline and committed ourselves to the law of the extra mile, refusing to settle for anything less than a masterpiece. But now, a crucial truth must be understood. A master builder can craft the most magnificent project, a structure of uncompromising excellence, yet its true worth is not determined in its creation. Its worth is proven in its endurance. It is proven when the storms arrive, when the earth shakes, and when the elements conspire to test its integrity. This, my friends, is where the theory of your conquest meets the reality of life's challenges. This is the principle of the forge of character. For the boy in us avoids struggle. He runs from discomfort, resistance, and hardship. But a man, a master builder, understands that the strongest structures are not built in times of ease. They are built to withstand storms, to endure earthquakes, and to defy the test of time. Your character is no different. It is not built in comfort. It is forged in the fire of adversity. This is where you learn to stop seeing challenges as a reason to quit and start seeing them as an opportunity to be tempered and strengthened. This is where you learn to use pressure to create power. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps most people from ever reaching their full potential. It is the belief that comfort is the ultimate goal. This, my friends, is a slow-acting poison. A plant that is never exposed to wind will grow brittle and weak. A person who never faces struggle will grow fragile and timid. The comfort zone is not a safe haven, it is a cage. It is a place where dreams go to stagnate and potential goes to die. This fragile mindset manifests in many ways. It's the entrepreneur who never launches their business because they are afraid of the setback. It's the writer who never finishes the book because they fear it won't be good enough. It's the person who stays in a job they hate because the risk of leaving is too uncomfortable. Their lives are built on a foundation of what if, and because of that, they never get to experience what is. They are not living. They are simply existing in a state of perpetual caution, a state of arrested development. But greatness and growth are found on the other side of struggle. They are forged in the very moments that you are afraid to experience. The fear of failure is a story, and like all stories, you have the power to rewrite it. This principle is your act of defiance against the story of fragility. It is your decision to become unbreakable. To build a character that is strong enough to withstand any storm, you need a protocol. This is not a vague philosophy. It is a disciplined, step-by-step process for turning adversity into your greatest ally. Step 1, struggle as a signal, not a stop sign. The boy in us believes that struggle is a problem. The man understands that struggle is a signal. Think of a weightlifter. The burning in his muscles is not a sign to stop. It is a signal that growth is happening. When you feel resistance, when you face a challenge, when things get hard, your inner dialogue must shift from, this is too difficult, to, this is the signal that I am on the right path. This mental reframe turns a moment of pain into a moment of purpose. Step 2, fear as a compass, not a chain. Fear is not an enemy. It is a compass that points to your next opportunity for growth. The boy is paralyzed by fear. He sees it as a chain that holds him in place. But the man, the warrior, sees fear as a compass that points to a challenge that will make him stronger. The protocol for dealing with fear is simple and uncompromising. Feel the fear and act anyway. Courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means you act despite the fear. This is the ultimate test of your will. Every time you take action in the face of fear, you are not just taking a step forward. You are proving to yourself that you are stronger than your fears. Step 3, the language of the warrior. To build an unbreakable character, you must train your self-talk to be the voice of a warrior. Your words are the commands you issue to your subconscious mind. In the face of adversity, your words can either make you fragile or make you strong. When you feel overwhelmed, you say, I was built for this. When you feel tired, you say, I keep going no matter what. When you face a setback, you say, I find a way to win. This is the language of a mind that does not bend. It is the voice that commands your will to push through when everything inside you wants to quit. The identity of resilience is not just about reframing. It is about embracing the discomfort that comes with every setback. It is the understanding that pressure, heat, and struggle are not your enemies. They are the tools of your becoming. Imagine a master blacksmith forging a magnificent sword. The raw metal is soft and full of impurities. The blacksmith places it into the searing heat of the forge. He then takes a mighty hammer and begins to strike it over and over again. The strikes are painful. The heat is immense. But it is in that very process, the combination of heat and force, that the impurities are burned away, the metal is hardened, and the strength of the sword is revealed. You are that raw metal. Your setbacks, your challenges, your moments of doubt and struggle, they are the fire and the hammer. If you let them break you, you will remain soft and impure. But if you embrace them, if you use your self-talk to command yourself through the process, you will become hardened, strong, and unbreakable. The most resilient people don't avoid the fire. They seek it out. They understand that the moments of struggle are not a sign of failure. They are the moments of growth. They train their minds to see discomfort not as a threat, but as a signal that they are on the right path. They know that what they are building is far more valuable than the temporary pain they are experiencing. We have journeyed together through the principles of resilience, but the final, most advanced stage of this mastery is to become not just resilient, but anti-fragile. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from a setback. Anti-fragility is the ability to become stronger because of it. A resilient boxer gets knocked down and gets back up. An anti-fragile boxer gets knocked down, uses the energy of the blow to analyze their opponent's weakness, and comes back with a new strategy, stronger than before. Your self-talk is the bridge to anti-fragility. By consistently using your words to reframe a setback as a lesson, a mistake as a data point, and a challenge as an opportunity for growth, you are training your mind to not just endure difficulty, but to extract power from it. You are teaching yourself that every single setback, no matter how small, is not a punishment, it is a gift. It is a hidden key to unlocking a higher level of performance, a deeper level of knowledge, and a stronger level of character. This is the most powerful self-talk of all. It is the voice that says, bring it on. I know that with every single challenge, with every single setback, I am becoming stronger. I am becoming more intelligent. I am becoming more capable. And with every single hit, I am building the kind of strength that cannot be broken. You have learned that your character is not just a destination, it is a masterpiece forged in the fire of adversity. Now, go forth and embrace the fire, for a masterpiece is not born from ease, but from the unyielding will of the master builder. We have traveled far. We have laid the unshakable foundation of responsibility and sharpened our tools of hard work and discipline. We have learned that our character is forged not in comfort, but in the heat of adversity. We have become masters of our own will. But a great craftsman, having forged his character and sharpened his tools, will accomplish nothing if his most vital instrument, his own body, is in a state of disrepair. He cannot build a masterpiece if his hands are unsteady, his eyes are unfocused, and his energy is low. The most powerful will in the world is useless if the body is too weak to execute its commands. This, my friends, is the moment we turn our attention to the one vessel that will carry us through this entire conquest. We must turn our attention to the most important project you will ever work on, your body. This is the principle of the master builder's vessel. This is a profound and unyielding commitment to treating your body not as an afterthought, but as the primary, non-negotiable instrument of your success. This is where the unseen mental work we have done becomes a tangible, physical reality. For the truth is, your mind and body are not two separate entities. They are a single, interconnected machine. The health of one dictates the performance of the other. You cannot expect a powerful, unstoppable mind to live inside a weak, undisciplined body. The two are inextricably linked, and to neglect one is to sabotage the other. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps most people from ever reaching their full potential. It is the belief that success is solely a mental game, and that the physical body is a secondary concern. This is the folly of the mind over body myth. It is a profound and dangerous self-deception. A brilliant mind housed in a compromised body is like a powerful race car with a neglected engine. It may have the potential to win the race, but it will be slow, inefficient, and will inevitably break down long before it reaches the finish line. This is the body of compromise, a body that is neglected, underfueled, and ultimately holds back a brilliant mind. This body is a liability, not an asset. It is a constant drain on your energy, a cloud on your focus, and a direct reflection of your lack of self-respect. This narrative of neglect, of I'm too busy, I'll start tomorrow, or I don't have time, is the single greatest lie of modern ambition. This lie is the root cause of low energy, lack of focus, and a weak will. You cannot expect a high-performance vessel to run on low-grade fuel and no maintenance. The great conquerors understand that their physical vitality is not a bonus, it is the very foundation of their power. Your body is not just a container for your mind, it is the forge of your will. It is the proving ground where you build discipline, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to your own potential. This is the master's protocol for the body, and it begins with a radical shift in your thinking. Most people see exercise as a physical chore, but the conqueror sees it as a mental one. Every time you lace up your shoes for a run, every time you step on that mat for a stretch, you are not just moving your body, you are sending a powerful command to your mind. You are telling yourself, I am in control, I am strong, I keep my promises to myself. This is the secret power of this ritual. It is a daily proving ground for your willpower. The physical discipline of pushing through a workout strengthens the mental discipline you need to push through a tough negotiation, a complex problem, or a moment of self-doubt. The burn in your muscles is a physical representation of your growing will. The sweat on your brow is the sweat of your character being forged. A master builder understands that the quality of his work is determined by the quality of his materials. Your body is your primary material, and you must fuel it with the best possible nutrition and allow it the best possible rest. This is the law of high-performance fuel. Your body is an incredible machine, but it will only perform as well as the fuel you give it. You cannot expect it to run on the sugars, processed foods, and toxins that a modern diet often consists of. You must fuel it with clean, powerful, and nutrient-dense food. This is not about deprivation. It is about strategic nourishment. It is a profound act of self-respect. Equally important is the ritual of rest. Your body does not build muscle when you are lifting weights. It builds muscle when you are recovering from lifting weights. Sleep is the ultimate act of discipline, the ultimate act of self-care. It is a non-negotiable part of your protocol. The master builder understands that the hours he spends recovering are just as important as the hours he spends working. Physical discomfort from exercise is not a punishment. It is a powerful training ground for your mental resilience. The moment in a workout when your muscles are burning, when your lungs are screaming, and when your mind is telling you to stop, that moment is a gift. It is an opportunity to train your will. It is in that moment that you can say to yourself, "This is uncomfortable, but I will not quit." You can say, "This is hard, but I am harder." Every time you push through that resistance, you are not just building a stronger body, you are building a stronger mind. You are telling yourself, "I can do hard things," and that belief, forged in the heat of physical exertion, will be your greatest weapon when you face a challenging day, a difficult conversation, or a professional setback. A master warrior does not train for battle in a quiet, peaceful field. He trains in the chaos of the forge. He trains by pushing his limits. The struggle of a tough workout prepares you for the struggle of a tough life. It builds your ability to endure, to persevere, and to ultimately triumph. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not just a six-pack or a smaller number on the scale. Those are superficial rewards. The true reward is a body of purpose. It is a body that is a source of energy, not a drain on it. It is a body that is full of vitality, not compromise. It is a body that gives you the confidence to walk into any room, to speak your truth, and to command respect. It is a body that can carry you through your conquest rather than holding you back. When you commit to this ritual, you are making a powerful statement. You are saying, "I am worth this effort. My future is worth this investment. My purpose is worth this discipline." You are not just building a body. You are building an identity. You are building yourself into a winner. The master builder, having honed his tools and forged his character, understands that his body is his most vital instrument, and he treats it with the unwavering discipline it deserves. Welcome back, master builders. We have journeyed far. We have built the foundation of absolute responsibility and forged a blueprint of intentional prioritization. We have honed the tools of hard work and discipline, and we have built a vessel of strength and resilience in our own bodies. We have become strong, focused, and capable. We have become a force to be reckoned with. But now we arrive at a profound truth. No great cathedral was built by a single architect working alone. No great conquest was ever won by a lone warrior with a single sword. A lone wolf may be strong, but a pack is unstoppable. This, my friends, is the moment you stop building in isolation and start building a community. This is the principle of the Master Builders Network. This is the art of strategically surrounding yourself with people who will not just support you, but will multiply your power, sharpen your mind, and challenge you to a higher standard of existence. The boy in us believes he must do everything alone. He struggles alone, he fails alone, and he blames the world for his solitude. But the man, the master builder, understands that his greatest strength lies not just in his own hands, but in the hands of the people he surrounds himself with. He knows that his success is a collaborative sport, and he is intentional about who he allows on his team. Let us first confront the great lie of our time, the myth of the lone genius. We romanticize the image of the solitary inventor, the isolated artist, the one person who does it all. But this is a profound and dangerous self-deception that leads to burnout, blind spots, and a limited legacy. A mind working in isolation is a mind that is operating with a limited perspective. A body working alone is a body that is fighting a war on 100 different fronts by itself. This is not strength. This is a recipe for exhaustion. This is not mastery. This is a recipe for stagnation. The master builder understands that true greatness is a collaborative sport. He knows that his own intelligence, his own strength, and his own resources, while powerful, are finite. But when he connects with the intelligence, the strength, and the resources of others, his power becomes infinite. He is no longer operating with a single mind, but with a mastermind. This principle is your act of defiance against the myth of the lone genius. It is your decision to stop carrying the weight of the world on your own shoulders and to start building a team, a pack, a community that will carry you, support you, and challenge you to a higher level. To build a powerful network, you need a protocol. This is not a vague suggestion to network more. This is a structured three-pillar system for curating the people who will have the most profound impact on your life. Your inner circle is comprised of a very small, select group of individuals who are already where you want to be. These are your mentors, your guides, your spiritual compasses. They are the people who have already built the cathedral you are trying to build. Their wisdom, their perspective, and their guidance are invaluable. The master builder does not expect these relationships to just happen. He proactively seeks them out. He is a humble student, always looking for an opportunity to learn. He offers value in return: his time, his energy, his willingness to serve. He understands that the key to a great mentorship is not in what he can take, but in what he can contribute. This is an alliance built on respect, on trust, and on a shared commitment to a higher purpose. Your middle circle is comprised of the people who are on the same journey as you. These are your peers, your partners, your fellow builders. They are in the trenches with you, facing the same struggles, experiencing the same victories, and pushing toward a similar vision. The master builder understands that this circle is where the true work is done. This is where you find a sounding board for your ideas. This is where you find a source of shared encouragement when things get tough. This is where you find a competitive fire that pushes you to work harder, to be more disciplined, and to hold yourself to a higher standard. This is where you form your mastermind alliance. The power of a mastermind is not just in the sum of its parts, but in the creative force that is generated when two or more minds are aligned in a spirit of harmony toward a common purpose. This is where 1 + 1 = 3. This is where you multiply your power, your resources, and your ideas. Your outer circle is comprised of the people you are inspiring. These are your protégés, your students, your followers. These are the people you are empowering, guiding, and mentoring. The master builder understands that his success is not just for him. His success is a beacon for others. His journey is a map for others to follow. And in the act of teaching, in the act of mentoring, in the act of lifting others up, he finds a deeper sense of purpose. He finds a profound and unshakable truth that a legacy is not in what you have built for yourself, but in what you have helped others build. In the act of giving back, he strengthens his own foundation, he clarifies his own purpose, and he becomes the leader he was always meant to be. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not just a stronger individual. The ultimate reward is a legacy that is multiplied exponentially through the power of a supportive community. The journey of the master builder is one of constant giving and receiving. You give your time to a mentor, and you receive wisdom. You give your support to a peer, and you receive accountability. You give your knowledge to a protégé, and you receive purpose. This is the law of reciprocity in action. Your personal conquest becomes a beacon of inspiration for others, and your success is no longer a solo act, but a shared triumph. The cathedral you are building is not just a monument to your own greatness. It is a monument to the power of a community, of a mastermind, and of a shared purpose. The master builder's greatest strength is not in his own hands, but in the power of a united and intentional collective. This is how you build a project that is far greater than anything you could have built on your own. This is how you turn a life of isolation into a life of profound connection. We have built ourselves into a vessel of strength. We have honed our tools of discipline. We have learned to operate at a standard of excellence, and we have tempered our character in the forge of adversity. And now we understand that our ultimate strength lies in the power of a collective. The work is never truly finished. The journey is an ongoing one. But the decision to be a master builder, to build not just a life for yourself, but a legacy of connection and purpose, is what defines a life of significance. The master key to your destiny is in your hands. Now, go forth and build. Welcome back, master builders. We have journeyed far. We have laid the foundation of absolute responsibility. We have forged the tools of hard work and discipline. We have tempered our character in the fires of adversity. We have treated our bodies as the most sacred vessels of our mission. We have done the difficult, profound, and necessary work of building ourselves into a force of unstoppable progress. The previous part of our conquest was about strategically building our network, our mastermind alliance. We learned that we are not lone wolves in this battle, but architects who must assemble the finest team. We learned the power of association, of surrounding ourselves with people who challenge us, inspire us, and hold us to a higher standard. But now we must address the final, ultimate purpose of all this work. For a master builder who has built himself and his team must now choose to build something greater than himself. A master builder who has built a magnificent house for himself must now look to the horizon and choose to build a city. This, my friends, is the moment you transcend personal ambition and step into your ultimate destiny. This is the principle of the legacy of the architect. It is the profound truth that true success is not a solitary achievement. It is a shared legacy. It is the understanding that the purpose of all your conquest, all your discipline, and all your hard work is not just for you. It is for the lives you will inspire, the people you will empower, and the world you will change. This is where your personal conquest becomes a beacon for others. This is where you move from being an individual builder to becoming a master architect of a better future. Let us first confront the great lie that keeps so many talented, hard-working individuals from ever reaching their full potential. It is the belief that they must do it all alone. This is the folly of the lone wolf mindset. It is a profound and dangerous self-deception. It is the belief that your success is a testament to your own genius, your own work ethic, and your own singular effort. A lone wolf can build a single beautiful chair. He can build a single magnificent table, but he can never ever build a cathedral. A cathedral is a monument to a collective effort, to a shared vision, and to the powerful transformative force of leadership. The lone wolf is a prisoner of his own self-importance. He hoards his knowledge, he protects his secrets, and he views others not as partners, but as competition. His success, while real, is profoundly limited. He may achieve personal victory, but he will never create a lasting legacy. He will never know the profound satisfaction of inspiring a team to build something greater than any one of them could have built alone. But a master architect understands that true greatness requires a collective effort. It requires him to move from being the one with all the answers to being the one who inspires others to find the answers. This is the ultimate final frontier of personal conquest, to transcend the victory of the self and to find your ultimate purpose in the victory of others. Leadership is not about a title, a position, or a salary. It is not something that is given to you by a company. Leadership is a mindset. It is a way of living. It is the decision to serve others with your vision, your discipline, and your hard-won wisdom. This is the master's protocol for leadership, and it begins with a radical shift in your thinking. The boy in us believes that leadership is a position of power, a position where you give orders and others obey. But a master architect understands that true leadership is a position of service. He doesn't command his team, he serves them. He provides the vision, he provides the tools, and he provides the environment for them to do their best work. His greatest satisfaction comes not from his own accomplishments, but from the accomplishments of those he leads. This is the ultimate expression of a life of purpose. Your greatest strength is not in how much you can do, but in how much you can inspire others to do. Your words, your theories, and your plans are all worthless without the bedrock of your actions. A great leader does not just give orders. He is the first to pick up the hammer. He is the first to pick up the blueprint. He is the first to show up and the last to leave. Your integrity, your work ethic, and your discipline are the most powerful forms of inspiration you will ever possess. When people see you working hard, doing the right thing, even when no one is watching, they will want to follow you. You won't have to ask them to follow. They will do it naturally because they see your character. They see your passion. They see your unwavering commitment to the mission. The law of example is the single most powerful tool of influence you have. A master architect's job is not to have all the answers. His job is to empower others to find the answers themselves. The boy within us hoards his knowledge, afraid that someone else will surpass him. But the man, the leader, understands that the most powerful act is to teach his apprentices, to mentor his team, and to pass on his skills. He understands that a true leader's legacy is not measured by the height of his own cathedral, but by the number of other magnificent structures that his apprentices go on to build. This is the art of empowerment. It is the act of giving away your knowledge, your wisdom, and your experience so that others can be stronger, more capable, and more successful. This is how you create a ripple effect. This is how your influence extends far beyond your own lifetime. The ultimate reward of this ritual is not a specific achievement. It is a legacy. It is an echo of your actions that reverberates through the lives of others. Your hard work, your discipline, and your vision become a beacon of inspiration for others to follow. The work of a master architect is never truly finished, but his legacy is the eternal part of his work. It is the silent, unspoken monument to a life of purpose, of discipline, and of profound, unwavering commitment to building a better world. You have heard the call to build. You have the blueprint in your hands. You have the tools, the courage, and the philosophical framework to begin. Your conquest begins with a single act of courage, accepting absolute responsibility for your life. From there, you will forge the tools of hard work and discipline. You will temper your spirit in the fire of adversity, facing fear and embracing struggle. You will treat your body not as an afterthought, but as the most sacred vessel of your mission. And you will understand that your ultimate legacy is not just the life you build for yourself, but the lives you inspire others to build. The work is never truly finished, but the decision to be a master builder, starting today, is what defines a life of purpose. It is the decision to stop waiting for things to happen and to start making them happen. The future is waiting for you to build it. Now, go forth and create. This is the final blueprint. Your decision to be a master builder begins now. Don't wait. Commit to your future and subscribe to this channel to get the full guide for your conquest.